Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is a nice box, and this was actually a requested box, so it's a particular size, but I've done it in a lovely cardstock, and so that it opens up like this. And it's to hold 3 handmade lip balms, and actually it's a sister to a project that I made the other day, the Pinch Close lip balm box. So this would hold 3 of the lip balms that would go in there, but it's a good size, and it's an unusual size because it is 13 centimetres by 4 centimetres by 4, which in metric, no that is metric, in imperial it is just under 5 by, I think it's 3 3/4, I can't remember. It's an unusual size. I'll make sure I put the dimensions on my blog. So this one was done in Smoky Slate and High Tide Designer Series paper with Gumball Green. I'm going to do a different one for you. So grabbing my scoring tool, I've got basic black cardstock, and your cardstock measures 7 3/4 by 7 7/8, so it's 1/8 of an inch difference. So your metric version is 20 by 20.5 centimetres, and like I say, that's because this was a requested size. So with the longer side, which is the 7 7/8 of an inch side, which is the 20.5 centimetre side, you score it at 1.5 inches and at 6 3/8 of an inch. And your metrics, you would score it at 4 and 16.5 centimetres. So now with the shorter side, which is 7 3/4, the 20 centimetre side, you score it at 1.5 inches, just checking my notes, 3 1/8 of an inch, 4 5/8 of an inch, and 6 1/4. And in metric, that is simpler, 4, 8, 12 and 16 centimetres. So it's because it was a bespoke design box, that's why we were into these funny 1/8 of an inch. So fold on all your score lines. And then start trimming, and the bits we're going to trim, we're going to come up, we're going to follow this long line, but we're only going to cut to the score line. So trim all of these. And do the same on the opposite side. And then the designer series paper, we're only going to put it onto 3 parts. So those, the outer ones and the middle one are the same dimensions, and then these are the same as well. So the paper is, we need 3 pieces, but they're not all the same size. We need 2 that measure 4 3/4 by 1 3/8, and we need 1 that measures 4 3/4 by 1 1/2. Now the metrics, because I've adjusted your measurements very slightly, you do need 3 that are the same, 12 by 3 1/2. So this bigger one, let me just double check that, the bigger one comes on the second up from the bottom, and that's going to slip in there. And the other ones are going to go either side of it, and then that is going to become the top and back of our box, which as you can see is that part there. So smaller, so we'll go with number 1 is a small one, a narrower one I should say. Number 2 is the slightly bigger one. This is just for you guys that are working in Imperial, and the girl who requested this wanted to work in Imperial, so that is fine. And then the narrow one again, I didn't line that up very well, did I? That was rubbish. And then that one would need to go this way round because it's written word, and that's going to be the back. Okay, now we're going to build the box. So I'm going to use liquid glue, and because we've got this on, and we know that this is the top of the box, okay, so this part needs to stick to itself. So we're only going to put glue on these bits first, because this is now the lid that we're making. And then that part. So that's creating the lid for us. I love this paper. This is Modern Medley. It's so beautiful. But I suppose because I've been doing Spring Watch recently, I haven't looked at the main catalogue papers for a while. Okay, these ones, these outer sections, these are all going to stick to themselves. Stick to this same one here. So if I do this one onto there, to create the box bottom. Bend that so you can see what I'm doing. And then this one round as well. Get the glue off my thumbs. And then the same over here, we'll put some glue on that bit and that bit. Fold them in and fold that section up. So you can see, hopefully, oh look at that, I've blobbed glue on there. I'll have to get my adhesive remover out in a minute, but I will use my jeans on for my thumbs for the minute. So there you go. So you can see now where I put the paper. That's what created the lid. So I'm going to grab, because I want to have a little opening here. Let me move that glue before I glue myself to anything else. This is the large oval punch. I'm going to be using that in a second for the sentiment anyway. So when I close this up, that now means that I can open it easily without shredding the box, because that's always useful. Right, I have got some more basic black cardstock. I've got my black stays on ink, and I've got some very vanilla cardstock because it's vanilla that's in the background here. I've taken the thank you that's from the So Very Grateful set. That's this one here, and I love it. It's a nice font, and I kind of liked that it's sort of to a degree matched this one here. So with the black stays on, straight onto the very vanilla, and then I'm going to use that same punch again, the large oval, and it fits just nicely in there. And then the scalloped oval onto the bit of basic black, and now I'm going to wrap the ribbon round, and this is all attached. If you can see on the original, it's all attached to itself. So put your piece of basic black cardstock down first. This is very vanilla seam binding ribbon, and I want to position that. So I'm going to grab a glue dot because they're small, and that, you know, I can use them to manipulate, and sort of I can be very accurate as to where I'm putting things. Stick one on there and bring that side up and stick it onto it. Put another one on, or apparently stick it to me. Let's try that again. Put another one on there, bring up the other side of this ribbon and over and push it on, and I can trim that bit off. And that now means that that bottom part is attached to the ribbon. And then I've got, what did I do with those dimensionals? I'm going to use 2 on the back of this, and these are strong enough that they will reinforce the, what's the word? The glue dots that are holding that seam binding ribbon in place. And then that has got it all attached together. Anyway, that's my box, ribbon, lid and everything, and I hope you like it. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye.